You are exalted above all exalted ones, hidden from all hidden ones. No thought can grasp you at all. You are he who has brought forth 10 garments, and we call them 10 spheros. V'mavel. Okay, I don't know those. B'maima di dalet hey zeh she'amru b'yotes kislev Tavshin Bays. The Rebbe Rayatz explains in his Maimah with this title, which was set on Yud Tes Kislev 5702, Shehashiv Kain Kol Hamid Rigas Shematz.
Okay, that's it. So now you can speak.
Okay, so far, I have mixed feelings about this. I don't like how long I just read for, but maybe the more I do it, the more comfortable I'll be with it. That's it. Pass.
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby! I honestly, oh baby, my time won't stop. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. So I tell you why I say baby. I was a baby one time. My feelings want to say things impressing you. So I was speaking to myself. I noticed amazing thing. I noticed that by noticing, there's a possibility to notice everything about my life. Eliyahu said, you can notice everything. Just be aware of everything. The impossible is awareness. And then, when the Rebbe said about this, I give you information that I know. The mind was told in 1943, the biggest time of the Holocaust, the worst time. So that's what the Rebbe is using Eliyahu Novi to save us. Thank you. Thank you.
Shkayach. Okay, Noach.
I read. What I do now, I read.
Speak.
What if I want to read? So I already started my input. What if I want to read already? Because I don't want to talk. I just want to read. Some people like doing that.
It's your time. I think.
My turn, Isaac. It's my turn.
I can't hear you. What?
Okay, so we're putting input. I'm assuming things are changing. Yeah, so I just said no. Let's say sometimes in the morning you want to read, you don't want to talk, or sometimes in the morning you want to talk and not read. So that option has to be there on the table, 100%. I was telling Sean before, I think there should be the timer, right, of someone reading or speaking. But if it's not relevant to the Sikha or Posach Eliyahu in the morning, then it's maybe like 30 seconds. But if it's relevant to what the person's learning, there's either no limit or a limit at like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Like if he's saying, like if he's basically talking to this or right, then you can talk more. But if it's not relevant, good morning, I had this problem, I need to finalize this, VIPs give me amazing, and that's 30 seconds, and that's it.
To piggyback off what Noah was saying, I think that a good way to go about this is to study something that everyone who is first of all, I think there has to be some consistency, meaning that there's always people coming and going. Like every day there's a new. It's just the nature of the learning, right? Like you put it on a chat, and there's a lot of people on the chat. Most of them don't show up, and like there's a few that show up every day, and then there's a few people that show up only once in a while. And if there's the same people every single day, studying one thing that everyone could get involved in over the course of time is something that would make learning a lot more enjoyable for those people that continuously come, and also it would make people want to come some more because like they would want to keep coming because there's something that's valuable that's coming in, and like there's continuation. It's not just every day is broken up into its own thing where I'm just saying something random that's happening to me that day, which might be interesting to me and it might be beneficial for me, but for the people that I'm talking to, it's not that beneficial because it's not something that's relevant to them. And if you keep if you keep it consistent, you're keeping the learning consistent, you're keeping like coming every single day consistent, then yeah, it makes it more enjoyable for everyone. And also, like, people will start talking about the actual learning instead of just random things. Like, they're not going to just talk about the day because they already have like a background from things they've learned for the past few days. I find this true when I was just speaking to someone who was in Wilkes-Barre, and they said they were learning this on Posach Eliyahu, and they said that something that was like there's good conversations being had because every single day they were constantly going over the same information. I mean, to the point where they were almost sick of it, but at least they knew what they were studying, and also like there was good. Like, even if you don't really know it at the beginning, after a few days you're bound to have something to say on the mimer. There's something that's going to pop into your head, and like the conversation is going to flow a lot better for everyone. So I think like reinforcing rules that like if you're speaking about something that's not related to the mimer, then you get cut off. Like that doesn't really work. It kind of turns people off to coming and joining because like people do want to speak about themselves and like what's going on in their lives. But at least if there's something being learned every day, then like even if I end up talking about myself, I'll still be able to apply it to the mimer because I know it well. I know how like it goes in my mind. And also 5 minutes is a very long time. Like even for me, like even sitting here speaking, I mean I could technically finish it. I'm tempted to, but I feel bad for everyone, especially now. He seems like he's getting very agitated. So that's.
Wow. So you guys can hear me? Yes, Baruch Hashem. Okay. So first of all, good to see you, and thanks for joining in this experiment and in experience. Shalom, you have 5 minutes in the entire hour. You just used up almost 3 minutes of all your time. So I'm sorry if I wasn't clear about that before, but that's exactly the point, is that I can use up 5 minutes. We're all going to get 5 minutes, right? The question is for how long? So now we're only 5 people, but this is preparation for groups of 10. So if you have groups of 10, everybody has up to 5 minutes. That's your max. So you can divide it throughout your time. Like, for example, instead of getting cut off, Noach a lot of times really wants to say something, and he gets very upset when he gets cut off. But you have 5 minutes. So for people that are listening, it's difficult to listen for 5 minutes, but I could do it, and I think that everybody could do it if they know that it's a maximum of 5 minutes for the entire hour. So even if it is shtuyot, which, like you said, a lot of people want to speak about themselves, want to say different things that, which is important. I find it important. I definitely think it's more beneficial when we actually speak about the text, but that's okay. Even now, we're speaking about how to make it. We're not speaking about the text, but it's good. It's like, we're speaking about what we need to speak about. I think it's good. So it basically, it makes people able to listen, and it also puts a little bit of the pressure on, but at the same time, I know that I could speak and finish my thought. So that's regarding that. And regarding what he read, I also felt that the reading was a little bit long, and maybe we could make it less. Maybe we could make it 30 seconds, or maybe we should consider, how to do Hebrew or not Hebrew. We should consider those options. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel it's good. Like I would say just read it. I don't care if you just try, you do your best. If you know that it's a maximum of 1 minute, then it will stop. I also gave you a little bit more than a minute because by the time I started the minutes, it was probably like a minute 20 or a minute 15 seconds, so maybe a little bit more. Regarding what you read, I had a thought about why we say grasping in regards to thought, because grasping is really like something you hold in your hand. Now I know that some of you have spent plenty of time on this mime already, so maybe that's something you already thought about, but I didn't yet. And I guess in this case, I don't know if we're going for a full hour now, but in this case, we could do the timers twice, because usually, I don't know if you want to do that. Usually you would have 10 people, and you do it twice. Also, this is not necessarily what we're going to do by FiveAlive on a normal basis. This is a project that Yesk is involved in now, about guys that are going to learn with him now in Crown Heights. So if we're going to do this during the summer or not, it could be we'll do something similar. But this is not something that people are coming in and out and you post a link and whatever it is. It's supposed to be people that are paying top dollar to be there and are doing, whatever they need to, because they want to be there. Sheikh now. Oh, so now I read. So I do a minute timer. Start a minute time. Oh man. Start a minute timer. But the issue is that I don't have the text, so you're gonna have to give me a second because you sent it to me. Okay, so I didn't catch exactly where you read to. You want to tell me where exactly you're holding?
3. Shehash.
Shechashiv kan kol hamadrigas shema'atzmos orin soiv ad the eser spheres datilos. So I think that we should put in parentheses or something like that. That it mentions here all the levels beginning from atzmos orin soiv until the 10th spheres of Atzilus. Antu chad hu atzmos orin soiv. Uvekeser hu pnimis akeser atik. The words "you are one" is referring to Atzmos are inside. And in Keser, this is the innermost aspect of Keser, namely Atik. Va'al b'china zu omar v'loy b'chushban she'inei b'chushban inyanim hanimanim la'acher zeh. Okay, my timer is up. So, it would. I think what we discussed is that now it would be my turn, but I'm gonna pass. I don't know if that's a good idea or if it should just continue. Because now that I just read, maybe I want to say something else. But anyways, I'm passing. Go ahead. Chaim Moshe.
Yeah, so is it going? Yeah. I think something that I really enjoy that we don't have included here is the word association. So I think we should try to find a way to put that in. Also, here, the way in the past, when we've done this, we chose one section and we focused on that for the day. Because I feel like we're just chucking, but we're not really focusing on the concepts. Maybe that's because our minds are obviously more focused on how to do this the best way. But when we just, because we could finish this whole mimer in a week if we have 10 minutes of just straight reading. So I think we have to, I think we have to somehow just focus in on smaller portions. That's it.
So, I hear everybody. And I hear when people are focused or not focused. I became a person who's focused. It's a very interesting thing. I'm aware of what people say. So I never used to be like this. I start to see things because I see clear, not the whole idea of the Posach Eliyahu, the nature, to see the layers, to see to focus, but to see through everything. So I like what you guys say, but the word I think is important, and the concept is important for me. Maybe it should be a concept. It should be a paragraph. Only one chapter. It's one chapter. I think it's a good idea. And the chapter we're going to go about. And the guy finished to read it, then you speak about it. And then you go to the words. Or we go right away to the words. I don't know. You decide if the person who reads says also one word, translate one word. The person reads. Maybe somebody finished to read it. Imagine the guy doesn't have to read. You finish to read it. We finished to read it in 2 guys, 3 guys. So nobody has a chance to read if you make a limit. At one point, it's a good thing to read the whole thing because they should pass the whole mimer. It's a good idea to pass the whole mimer. This is a concept like this because when you like it or not, your brain is going to catch it. And then you learn it again. So I think it's a good idea. We should pass the mimer like this. It's important. That's why people should learn. You pass everything, then officially you can get the whole idea. So I think that's good what you're doing. And when we go the whole mimer, then you go translate words. We're going to go to another shift. We're going to make another 7 days trip. So then you're going to translate it, and that's what the aim is for. We will choose 7 times. Because that's the whole idea, is to make it 50 times, the whole idea. So I think this is the right way. You're doing the right way. Even we're not going to translate it, even everybody can be, their body can be very wild, not comfortable with themselves. And I don't have a problem with this, because what we do is the right thing, and that's what God wants to do. That's what whoever. See, I feel people. I know people. So if I like Whitney Houston singing, and she's dead, and I hate Jose Feliciano because we're drunk, So what is the music? The music is a fake. I only need my illusional. So a lot of people, they listen to this stuff, they see illusional stuff and hate and love. And this is everything. This is reality. So let's face it. Thank you.
Go ahead, Naya.
I'm sorry. We got cut off. I'm sorry, we got cut off. I'm actually very, very happy right now that we are putting our input because, in my opinion, if we do on my page pros and cons, so far there's way too much cons than pros here. Especially if you have 10 people. Okay, first of all, FiveAlive is for everybody and it should be for everybody, correct? Great. I think your guys are trying to make it best instead of making it best for everybody in their own ways. You could equal it out of he and he and he and he till you get 10 guys and like what's the best enjoyable way. I think that should be the goal. Unless it is, but I'm not seeing it right. Instead of what's happening here, I see is just trying to what you think what's better for one person or what might be good. So I think that's a big, big department. Another thing is if there's 10 guys and 5 minutes to speak, even if I want to speak for 5 minutes, psychologically in my head, I'm gonna want to talk because he just said something, so now I have to talk, right? Whether it's about the sikha or not, especially it's 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 or 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever the time zone, whatever the time you start, 5 o'clock in the morning, people right away don't remember the things in their head until like a few minutes afterwards. So 100% there has to be rounds, 100%, because your turn starts and you experiment this, that someone just passes after the word he says, right? Which I think it has to be, it's a good way. But 5 minutes later, when it's later in the day, right, and your brain and you're waking up more, you understand more. So, and then you can't talk for an hour. I wouldn't come to that 100%. Me, 1 hour, 5 minutes, I would not show up because I need to talk and I want to talk because I want to enjoy learning. Learning, it's not a lecture. It shouldn't feel like a lecture because after your time, it's a lecture because everyone's talking about you. Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Well, and there should be refreshments 100%. Isaac's wife's preferred.
Regarding the words, I think that we could just do a round of words like we've always done before. It's pretty simple. And I think that the only, like for me, I'll finish my 5 minutes every time, like easily. I have no issue talking for a long time, but I'm thinking, for example, at the end of this round, Kobe has a lot of time left, more time than anyone. What happens if he doesn't want to finish that? That means he has to sit through a lot more people talking, and I guess that's his choice. But still, like, he doesn't want to speak for 3.5 minutes after that time. Like, what happens? That like he just had to go through, meaning like he'll have less time to speak just because he didn't want to speak for all that time. So I don't really know how that balances against like having 1.5 minutes. I don't have that much time left, so I'm just gonna pass because I want to have it for next time.
No, he didn't start. Look at that. Oh, yeah. He didn't speak yeah, I don't think he restarted this time. Or...
Yeah, I did. He just used about 1 minute of his time. And now I'm using my time. So I have answers for all of them. I just wasn't writing them down right away. So, but what?
Okay. There you go.
Oh, we're finished. I started that. You're right. Good. We're realizing. Okay, so Shalom would read now. So should we discuss this first, or do you want to just continue? Because I think what Rabbi Yaska, what we said to just do a word before you start speaking. That's it.
Who's reading now?
Well, which one do you do?
Why are we doing it backwards? Now my head just gonna. If 5 o'clock in the morning, my head's gonna.
I don't think we should go with
I can help explain it. No. Rabbi Yaska has a group of people. Rabbi Yaska, could I tell him what this is for?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, this week I heard. Yeah. I'm not on the group, but I know a lot. Whatever, go.
Do you know what this is for? What we're doing?
I think we should not translate now. They pay $1,000 to them. I think we should go. We should read it. We should read. I think it's good. If you think it's
This is not regular FiveAlive, right?
Now
This
you
is
tell me.
this is FiveAlive. This is FiveAlive, but
Well,
it's not
not for
FiveAlive.
us, not for
Yeah, this
us.
hour's
He's
counting.
asking if this is going to be for everybody. So I tried to say it before. This is basically a special, he has a group of 10 people, right, that are going to sit for the next week. Next week, they're going to sit and learn. They're going to wake up at 5 in the morning and they're going to come and they're going to learn, right? So, and they're all paying a lot of money to be there, right? And they're all interested in learning. They're all paying attention. And we're trying to figure out what's the best way for them to learn. That's what this is for. So,
especially if someone's paying a lot of money, I'm sure he's gonna want to talk more than he can
yeah.
talk.
So everybody gets the equal amount of time to speak. Doesn't make a difference how you set it up. It's always going to be the same thing.
It is though, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning because
Yeah.
One second, I want to hold on. I want to hold the track. I want to apologize to everybody because I think what I think I have a good sense. I like what we do. I like it goes good. It's the right way. And when finish the mimer in 2-3 days, they finish the mimer. Then they're going to start again the mimer. You're going to start again. Then you start again. Then you translate. Then you're going to use translations.
Okay, no problem. That sounds good to me.
I
So, you want to
personally didn't
continue?
find it so enjoyable the way we did it.
What?
I didn't personally find it so enjoyable
Okay.
without the word association.
Okay.
and,
Let's go to use the word. Okay, so maybe we should use the word. Each one will start to
Can we
read.
put
You should
this on
tell.
hold for a second and just like sit?
Oh, you don't want to go
Discuss
into
what
fast.
what we found.
yeah, I didn't like how fast it was.
And two things though. It's not like it's fast and not the word
that's
association.
no way. Let me fast.
Meaning,
And the concept. You want to the concepts. Okay, it
Right,
makes sense.
right.
because everything here is it's hard to comprehend as it is. And then when you're just going doing so much, it's just times 100 harder.
So I think maybe, but I understand. But I understand from the situation is like this. So maybe we should give each one 6 minutes. Understand? And the person he reads and he finishes. He doesn't want to read. He gives the other guy, and then he wants to translate. He has to read and translate the word.
I feel like it's a bit overcomplicated because it's like you're thinking a lot about like my head just it's like right now I was just doing the math on how much time I have and also like if I am going to be sitting for a long time, let's just say my first minute I finish like 4 minutes, let's just say, because I had something I really wanted to say and it's about the mimer and I got it out, right? Very nice, but let's have something else to say a few minutes later and like I want to share and I think it could be valuable for the group.
No, this is the trick now. This is specific. Like I told you, Carl Goodman told me. He checked it out with the circles, and that's the mile. That when you have what to say, and people let you to say, what's happened is you are lost. You lost it. Why? Because when you speak to the people, you give a speaker, a speaker. Once you know you can't answer, so you speak to yourself. You know you not can't answer, so you speak what it means to you, and what you forget. He told me very important this. Because that's why after we have a circle, guys don't speak anymore, don't answer to people, because each time he wants to answer, then he forgets what he answered, then he realizes what it means to him.
Right.
This
I'll rephrase that. Since
What?
Since I made it sound about me.
No,
I'll say it again. I want to hear what Kobe has to say after he said his 4-minute thing, because I want to hear what he has to say. Because if I say it, it's different when I say it. Like
even what you said, guys, either way. When you want to hear, then I want to hear something.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but even I want to hear. If I want after the hour, I can speak to them. If I really care.
Yeah. Why would we change up what we were doing in Jets and Wilkes-Barre?
What were the
Why would we change up the way that we were learning our entire elementary?
No, I'm wondering.
What
No,
about
you want to say about that minute and a half. You want to go maybe.
I know. I'm saying because we developed. Right? My entire elementary, I had a teacher that stood up there and he spoke most of the time. Right? He took up 99.9% of the time, and then he gave the kids maybe a minute or two if you were lucky and if he was a good teacher. Right? So that's not how it works. We're trying to create the best ways and experiment with better ways of how do we get more people involved and get most expression and get, so one issue with the way that we've been running until now is that, for example, 1.5 minutes is very difficult to express yourself. I mean, you could, I have been for years already, but 1.5 minutes is just simply not a lot of time. So now also, there's also the other side of that, is that when people are speaking, how long could you listen to a guy for? So when you put when you give him the leeway of saving his time and spending it as he wishes, there's a great advantage to that. Now, there's also another idea, which Shalom kind of touches on what Shalom was saying. Yosef came up with this idea of being able to share your time. So let's say I want somebody else to have more time to speak. So I could say, like, if you want to speak, I want to give you some of my time. So then we can do that. Till now, we couldn't do that. Till now, we couldn't do that because it just creates it basically doesn't work smoothly when you do like a minute and a half timer going around. But when I have a total of 5, it's like a currency. It's like I have 5 minutes and I can invest it however I want. If I have what to say and I want to share, so then I'm going to share. And I'm even encouraged to share. But what if I want to hear? What if I want to hear you? I can invest my time in you and listen to what you're saying. We didn't do that yet, but Yaska did bring that up as an idea. If we think that that's a good idea, we could definitely implement it. What if someone's saying something really good? I want to hear what he has to say. That's everybody's decision. You have your part. What makes it so special is that one person's not in charge. We're all in charge.
Each one is give 50 seconds. Each one we share. You want people to continue the story. Each one 30 seconds.
How do we give time without like it becoming this big disruption of like, right? Because someone's like, right, I want to give you my time and it's not my turn. I feel like it would create some disruption. Like, how would it actually play out in real life?
In my mind, that's a good question. In my mind, unless you have a different way of doing it, my mind would say that when it's my turn, I can give it to whoever I want.
Well, but let's say someone's in the middle of saying something, like, right, they reach the end of their 5 minutes and they're still talking.
I understand. Hold on. So we know that after you have 5 minutes to spend. Now, if somebody wants to give you their time, so then he can give you their time.
What they don't want to give you their time because
then he won't give you his time.
And then for one, that you won't speak after your time.
So yeah, correct.
6 minutes.
But everyone's listening all the time. That's what he's saying. Also,
Should I pick up?
And the third, or at least
Pick up the time. People can get the time.
I can't. Whenever if there's two people speaking, I can't hear. I'm just like I would like to. I just can't.
I think, yeah.
By giving time.
I enjoyed in the past when we would do us like last year when we did it with the Miraculous Nature group. That was very enjoyable. I thought the way we were doing it.
A minute.
Yeah.
I think we should give each one a minute, and that's it.
And we can also experiment with this way and see the best way to go about it. But for now, I don't think it's right to implement this without really knowing what we're getting ourselves into. And it would take a lot, like at least a few weeks.
So I spent the year already doing this.
To relate to what Sholem said, I want to step in, make the mistakes, follow my face. And if you think, or if God doesn't want me to follow the face, I'm not going to follow my face. So I want to make what I mean to say is the 6 minutes. It can be each one has a minute. 6 times he has a chance to speak in an hour. It's good. I think you want to go for the minute. Each one a minute.
I mean, for me personally, I would like that more. But that's just I don't know how other people would like it. So I can only speak from how I feel.
Hello, Baizi?
Yeah, I'm here. I would still give it a shot because I'll tell you why. This year, I did this entire year with one of my classes. And you find that people speak a lot more than usual. That's what I found. That means that...
Then you have 6 minutes.
What?
Then you have the 6 minutes. Then you have the 5 minutes or the 6 minutes.
We did it with 5 minutes. But the point is that you can... What we did is with Chumash, right? So you'd read, and after you read your pasuk, if you want to speak, so then you can use your time to speak.
So how much would you read?
We would do the daily Chumash.
No, I'm saying how much would each person read?
One pasuk.
So here, how would that relate? Should each person read a line? How much should...
I would probably do a paragraph, one paragraph. But it depends. Like, for example, if you're saying that you want to do each paragraph more in depth, if you want to do more in depth, so then do the same paragraph 5 times. However many times you want.
Let's go to paragraph, I think. Huh?
Yeah.
We're going to go one part. The guy reads a paragraph and then he's takes the time. Yeah?
I mean, the math will.
That means basically, Basically, it's not a minute to read. It's basically each one has 6 minutes, and including reading a paragraph.
So if you're willing to, it might just fall. I feel like most people will be able to read a paragraph in under a minute. So it should, saying the hour is just going to be a little bit cut short under an hour. Meaning, like, let's say I take like 30 seconds to read this, and then like you take 30 seconds, and then someone else takes a minute and 15 seconds, whatever. Like, they'll all balance out over time. So at the end of the hour, you're left with like 4 or 5 minutes that aren't unaccounted for.
One second. You're brilliant, and I know I have to listen all the way. What you say? But I want to catch, and then after what I say, I want to hear what you guys say. After I think like this: you read a paragraph, and you read also in English. Like you read, and that's finished. Each one has 6 minutes, including the reading. I mean, the reading a paragraph. After I read a paragraph, I take one translation. I say Posach means a door. And then I continue to speak about a minute. Then we go in a circle. He reached the second time, he comes to me, I finish the, then the second guy, he starts. Noah reads the second paragraph, and he says a word, and people go around. So when people go around, they can read if they want, and they can talk. Make sense? Then we have every item, we have it separated. Make sense?
I think so.
Okay, this makes more sense, yeah?
Yeah, so I just want to understand. So let's say I start. So I say Pasach, and I say what that means to me, and then I read the whole line.
You read till here. First of all, you read till here. First of all, you read till the whole paragraph in English.
In Hebrew and English.
Yeah,
okay.
and then you say one word, Posach, means to me, Posach, what it means to you, one word, and then you explain. This is including your 6 minutes.
Okay, and so then you say the first word.
When
does the minute start? When does your time start?
No, we have 6 minutes. The reading included. 6 minutes included everything. We have 6 minutes. Each one 6 minutes, not 5 minutes. Each one 6. So after he said it, and then my turn now. So my turn is now to continue to dwell on the same paragraph. I don't read more. I have to say what I say. I can read again if I want. If I want to translate it. But only thing is, maybe when maybe even I should not even say a word. When it comes my turn, I say a word. Understand? Make sense? So that's good. You read in Posach Eliyahu?
I like it. Yeah.
So I read, and then I say Posach means entrance, and then I explain the 6 minutes there. Now, when he's turn to read, he reads this from while. So he reads this thing. Understand? And then he translates one word and goes. That means each one has a chance to read something and translate one word.
Up until there, I think.
So yeah, that's good. But you're not going. This is going to be a slow method. That means you're covering a few paragraphs, maybe 3 paragraphs a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because
do you have to read?
Okay. That's where I'm gonna go.
Like, do you have to read, or is it like
one person has to read?
Each one has 6 times. Each one has 6 options to read because 6 minutes. If 6 times. Oh no. Each one has.
One person. You're gonna have like 3 people reading for sure a day. Everybody else has the option to read. You're saying.
It's gonna come off their minute.
Same paragraph.
Makes sense?
Your reading shouldn't come off your minute.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
I think I got it. You tell me if I got it right, yeah? So, Kobe, let's say you're starting. So you're going to read. Your timer is going to start. You have a 6-minute timer. It's going to start. You're going to read. And then you have time to speak. The next person, right, as soon as you want to pass, and you can do the word. You said they would do the word first, and then you have the time to speak. The next person, he has the freedom to read if he wants to, but he also has 6 minutes. He doesn't have to read, but he has the freedom to read if he wants to. It's also part of his 6 minutes. But he would only stay with the same paragraph. And he would also do a word. And then he can speak until he passes. So everybody goes around. And then when it finishes going around, then the next person has to read the next paragraph. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Does the person who read in the first round speak again before that person reads, or does it skip them? I feel like
you're going to decide that. That's why I like going back. I like going back because let's say he goes all around, right? So it goes Kolbi, Rabbi Yaska, and Noach, and Shalom, and then me. So then I like when then I read the next one because I just spoke. So when I read, now we can continue. You understand? We continue. So because if you're going to skip Kobe, so then Kobe just waited an entire round, and plus you're going to skip him again.
But then you're speaking for double the amount of time. Do you want to be
If we go
speaking
this
twice
way,
in a
and
row?
I read,
You
and
want to
then
be
you
speaking
speak
twice in a row?
and then Isaac then it's back to
Either I could speak right away or I could pass.
then I get skipped, and I don't.
I don't know.
Either way, the maximum that I have to wait is one round. If you're gonna skip, if Yaska is gonna read next, then it could be that Kobe's gonna have to wait an entire round.
If I'm a slow
Then
reader
Isaac
and
reads after
it
me,
takes me over a minute
And
to
then
read,
once Isaac's
then
done
I
reading,
lose a
Isaac
whole
then
minute
speaks.
just
Then
because I'm a
once
slow
that whole
reader.
round
I
finishes,
can't hear. I hear you and Kobe.
If I lose, I don't want to lose a minute. Like if I'm a slow reader and I have a long paragraph, if I'm a slow reader, I'm a
I
slow
hear
reader.
you and Yaska. Because of the audio, I hear only one of you.
I'm a slow reader, right? And I have a long paragraph, right? Especially if there's a lot of Hebrew and it's coming off my time. I would be a little bit upset that like I get significantly less time to speak just because I'm a slow reader. Why? I have 4.5
What do you say about that?
Okay, this is a thing. We're gonna say he says he wants to read in English, or he wants to say 3 words. For him, reading is three words. You can say I want to read only 3 words. And my turn, I don't know how to read good. I say at least I say 1 word, 2 words. You should give the person to say 2 words or 3 words. To say just 1 word, you understand? If I say 1 word, yeah, I bet I can say only 1 word. I'm very stuttering. So we have a minimum 1 word to say. Or in English, I say because I say in bias, I say there. That's it. And then I read. Then the next guy, he's gonna feel by himself to read it. He's gonna read it. He's gonna explain on the sentence. And imagine the guys. They want to continue. Israeli guys. They're gonna go do like this. I'm gonna read. I'll explain. Yeah. They're gonna continue reading. But we are holding over here. They can continue reading.
So one concern I have about this is it's very calculated. It's to the minute. So let's say we stood 3 minutes late because somebody shows up 3 minutes late. Or let's say that the first day we spend 5 minutes explaining how the system works. So now how do we balance it out?
Remind us the minute.
That's like a whole calculation before that's gonna take its own time.
So then it's just more, it's everything.
So
Because
either you, if it takes 5 minutes to start, so then you finish 5 minutes later, or you calculate, you take that into the calculation. Instead of giving everybody 6 minutes, I'll give everybody 5 minutes.
plus,
Hello.
it's not an instant transition between people, meaning it adds a few, after each person's done speaking, it adds a few seconds. So it's more.
Include that. Hi. So include that. Take off an extra minute because of that. Doesn't matter. You can calculate however much you want.
I expect there should be a lot of things we could experience is going to be.
Yeah.
Refine it. I don't want to be like we are not robots, but can I ask this? I want to the conclusion of this. If this is appropriate, what you said, then I read, and the guy explains, says 1 word, and explains, and then the other people explain, then we go to the circle, the other people continue. Does that make sense to you guys?
I don't know.
So you don't want to.
I'm very
I think
confused.
I'd like to see how it goes because I think that's the best
No,
way to
I
really.
don't want to see how it goes. That's what we said of it. Because if you see how it goes, it's not going to end to make it. There's going to be a whole refine. We have to make a whole laboratory to sit down with people and to make a whole experiment.
Well, there's no really.
That's what this is. That's what this is.
Yeah, so that's why we're here now to make a decision. The Imsha should help us. The decision is the right decision. But we have to decide. So my mind is, this is serious people. You should do like the beginning. We read a minute. You understand? A person reads, and then he has 5 minutes to talk. That second person reads a minute. Then you have to the circle and reads.
No, Rabbi Yaska, there's another idea. Maybe instead of a full minute to read, you just make 30 seconds to read. The same
I
way
don't
we
think-
were doing it before, but just you do 30 seconds to read, and you stick on the same paragraph instead of. You have to decide what you want. Do you want to go through the mime or do you want to go slowly? That's one thing you have to decide. Because if you want to go slowly, so then I would say to stick with the same
But I'll tell you
paragraph.
what, I have a suggestion. So the person reads this 1 paragraph. Yeah, the person has 1 paragraph. He reads it, and now he said 1 translation, 1 word. Yeah, the second guy, and then it comes my turn to speak. Yeah, so officially, we have to go. So officially, I have to go to the next paragraph. When I read this, I will go to the second paragraph, and I say 1 translation also word, and I'm going to explain. So that's not gonna.
I don't think the reading should be a part of the calculation. I think if we're just doing lines, then you read a line, and then if you want to share, then you start your timer.
Rabbi Yaska, are we assuming, are we officially gearing towards people that could read Hebrew, English?
The people here are reading. They know a lot of people. The people coming are.
All of them could read.
All of them want to read and want to learn.
So then so I would say don't calculate it into the minutes. I would say just stick with the same one. You read it, and then you start your timer if you want to speak. That's it.
How much the person read? That's how much the person read. A paragraph, one paragraph?
You read one paragraph,
Yeah.
and then you speak. You can start your timer, use as much time. And then the next person reads the same paragraph, and then he speaks. And you go around like that.
Each one passes the same paragraph? All the
Yeah.
time you pass the same paragraph?
Yeah. If you want to do 5 and 5, right? Because you want to do half. 5 could be the first paragraph. The next 5 could be the next paragraph if you want. Or you could just stick with one.
So every day we're only going to do one paragraph.
No,
that's good.
no, you're gonna
That's
do like
middle.
no. You're probably gonna do 3 or 4 paragraphs.
So who reads? So let's say that this is the group. We start out, I say word association, then I read the first line. Then if I choose to speak, my timer starts, and then we can go around and whoever wants to speak, speaks.
No. The next person's also gonna read
I think everybody should read.
What's he gonna read?
the same paragraph.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened. What kind
I
of
like that.
what again?
I think everybody should. It shouldn't be like 1 or 3 people reading and then like a fourth guy doesn't read. Everybody should read.
Okay, so I tell you.
Mandatory read and then talk.
Okay, so I tell
If
you
you
what.
want to talk.
Okay, I like it. So I tell you what we're gonna do. Because we're gonna be planning to learn this seriously. So we're gonna do like this. We're gonna say, you read, yeah, he reads the Chaim Moshe Kobi Yaakov, Agodl, he reads, when he reads, and then he translates one word, he translates one word, and he explains. Then my turn, I read also. I read
No,
also.
you read 1 or 2.
I read number 2. I read number 2, and I say one translate file. So what's gonna happen is, and then I'm gonna have my minute. Then he reads number 3, and I say my word in this. Let's go this way. And so that's because the guy's gonna finish a page. Want to finish us? You understand? This is people that want to finish.
Sorry, I didn't have the end. What'd you say? Chaim Moshe reads and then what?
And he reads. It says one translation, one word, Posach, one word, what it means to him, and then he explains what it means over here, the idea. He explains. He has the 5 minutes, 6 minutes. After he finishes the 5 minutes, whatever he finished, then I read the second paragraph. I read number 2. And I read, and I say one translation, I go about it, whatever I want.
I don't understand fully. I think the way it should go is we do a full rotation after each person reads. A full rotation.
Yes.
So I read, then everybody can have the opportunity to speak. Then Reb Yaska reads line 2, mever, and then everybody has an opportunity to speak. And then Noach reads line 3, and it goes on.
Like before. You said, like he wants the before method.
Meaning, no, so not just, but you can still use the timer. So we can do this similar, we can merge both ideas. Well, each person reads, but you have your budgeted time and you can.
Oh, they have to read the same paragraph, you mean?
No, you don't have to read. So I read line 1,
Yeah.
each person has their timer and you can choose to start your timer or skip. Then, because each person should have an opportunity to share on this line.
Yeah. So what you in a paragraph or a line? A paragraph?
A paragraph, so paragraph 1. So I read paragraph 1, I can choose to speak, Yaska can choose to speak. Each person can have the opportunity to speak. Then Reb Yaska, after it's all done, then Isaac reads line 2, and each person has an opportunity to speak.
Like before you said.
Yeah.
Like before.
But you still have your timer.
Okay, so he said he basically, what he said basically, Kobe, we go back to the first plan. The first time that we met, the first number 1, that you read, and then I'm happy that my intuition was there. I felt so good when we did it. My heart felt good about it. So then we can advance. And better also, but only we add to this translating the word.
Yeah.
Translating the word.
So 1 second. So how did we start in the beginning?
He reads.
So I read. So
No. How did we start just now, this hour?
That's what he said.
No, in the beginning we started with a minute.
So
I mean,
every
we get-
minute you're saying read the
That's the only
paragraph.
thing we can stop. We took up a minute. That's the only thing. We have 6 minutes each. Yeah, beautiful.
No, you don't have 6 minutes each. You
What?
still need 5 minutes each. You're just letting him read the paragraph first, and you have some leeway time so that you don't go over like Kobe was worried about.
Oh, you cannot read too much. The minute is the limit.
5. So you're reading one paragraph, and then you have 5 minutes to speak all together, and you could go around, and then the next person, then I read, and then you go around 5 minutes each. I mean, up to 5 minutes. You know the timer that we have.
It's the same thing.
So my concern is, let's say, because it is calculated, let's say there's just a guy, he doesn't want to share his time, and he doesn't want to say anything. So now we're at 5:55 in the morning, this guy didn't say anything, so what's happening with that time? Are we just
So then you finish 5 minutes earlier. I don't think it's a problem. If that ever happens, the worst case scenario is that you finish 5 minutes earlier, which is 5 minutes that you probably need anyways, right? Listen, it's not so rigid. You have the timer. You have the timer, but if you finish the thing, so then you finished. Look, anyways, FiveAlive is composed of all the individuals. That's how it works, right? Chaikala wants to say
So
hi.
the conclusion, what we translated here. So the person, I think the conclusion is like the minute, the 5 to 6 minutes, you say it's very good. It's not 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes, it's not 6 minutes. Okay, like 6 minutes, yeah, 1 minute reading. So I'm reading Posach Eliyahu, said Posach is entrance. Then my turn to come to explain, and then comes my turn. I read chapter number 2. Okay, that's the way it goes. So guys who want to go fast to read, then you're not gonna talk. They're gonna quiet. Then my time goes pass, and then I'm gonna read. If guys want to hold of them read, then they're gonna pass it. You understand? If they want to talk, they're gonna hold it. So this is beautiful. They give an option. So intuitively, they call it a sense, a chush means a sense. You see that people don't see. The feeling of a head, the first time that we did, I had heaven and earth clashing.
FiveAlive, Chamisha,
I
Chishma,
had felt,
Chamisha, Mashiach.
yeah, that's why these 25 years of FiveAlive, the Rebbe's FiveAlive.
5 times 5.
Yeah, this is the week of FiveAlive. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Any other
So the
conclusion?
only
Go ahead,
other
do
idea
it.
I have is, instead of reading the first one of each paragraph, instead of translating the first one, we should just translate. We should pick up where we left off, because I translate Posach, and then he translates Mever. No, he should translate Eliyahu,
Beautiful.
and then pick up on line 2.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Or he said like this: when he read it Posach Eliyahu, when he says it, what's going to happen? He says Posach entrance and speaks. Then my turn to read, I say first of all Eliyahu, or then he said Eliyahu, my friend, and then I read the number 2. And then I read, you understand? Because we should have it in line. Got it. Make sense? Because then 7.
To me, what about Noach? Noach's not so sure.
Okay, now.
What?
We need the board members.
So I tell you what,
approval.
I told Sean I come to you like I don't have the authority, power
No.
to overturn
No.
anything.
You're on the board.
No.
This is the board.
I tell you something. I want to respond to Noah. Noah speaks about it's going to be systems that you're going to make. This is not. They very bright. They want to.
He's sitting on you.
A guy told you, don't want to be. This is very people that they don't want to be known. They don't want to be.
Are you?
Don't want to be friends. They want to know. They want to. You understand?
I understand that part.
So I told you I did basically Sholem and Noah officially volunteered. That's what really happened. At the end, maybe it's going to be a time, I'll be honest with you. I will say everything. Whatever you say, that goes. And what Sholem said, because it depends what person we do.
One day, yeah.
No,
Sadly, you say that. I know.
no, it's
I didn't think say goes.
There's